a good highlight for them from this first half.
Second half is underway. Rita Williams controlling for Connecticut. They're down by 4. And they start the second half with a turnover by Abrasimova.
I'll tell you, the defensive pressure of Rutgers was really the story of that first half, and it's starting already as Gino Oriema rubs his eyes and wonders, how do we break that pressure?
Trying to build on a 4-point lead.
On the other side, you have Connecticut not putting a lot of pressure on the outside, but what they have to prevent is what just occurred. The penetration dribble by Linda Miles.
Off glass. Rutgers' biggest lead, 6 points. Abrasimova to Paige Sauer. Spins along the baseline. Great move along the baseline by Sauer.
Paige Sauer did a fine job, had a solid performance in the first half. She needs to be outstanding in this second half for them to take control of this game. In order for her to be outstanding, Connecticut has to get her the ball in the half court.
Clemente over Sauer, too short to Hansmeyer. Good move by Abrasimova. And the strip by Pointer. Oh, a dangerous pass, but it is missed by Young. And the blocking foul on Clemente. As Stacey Hansmeyer, the other end, loses her shoe. That's the 3rd foul on Clemente.
Fortunate that Stacey Hansmeyer wasn't injured in that exchange underneath the basket as she lost her shoe, but Natasha Pointer was about to give the highlight reel something to talk about with the defensive play on one end and then this thread-the-needle pass. Unfortunately, $1 million pass, but nickel shot
by Tamora Young. Hansmeyer in the backcourt, tying her shoe.
You can see the brace on that left ankle.
She had a career-high 21 points last night against Notre Dame.
16 of those points coming in the second half really took charge. And that was the first time in 3 games that Connecticut has really started to feel like their old selves since Natisha sailed into it.
Tammy Sutton-Brown coming in for Clemente, who goes out with 3 fouls. Abrasimova, a 67% free throw shooter, makes them both. It's a 2-point lead now for Rutgers. They're up by 4 at the half. Lillard goes inside and has a block. Tammy Sutton-Brown has a block by Paige Sauer. And then Sauer is called for the foul.
Still a nice defensive series by Paige Sauer. Did a good job of maintaining her position on the initial block. It was on the putback that she leaned a little bit too much and got the body.
That's the 2nd foul on Sauer. Sutton-Brown goes to the line, 42% free throw shooter.
For a team this young, I've been very impressed with Rutgers' maturity in their decision-making, Robin. They don't hesitate at all in putting the ball back up once they get the offensive boards, and their decision-making on passes really show a great deal of maturity.
The lead back up to 4 for Rutgers. Rita Williams for 3. Knocks it down.
That's what was effective in the first half, in Connecticut continuing with the perimeter shooting.
Williams now with 11 points in this game.
The tempo has definitely slowed.
Natasha Pointer well off the mark to Williams. Duran across to Sauer. Back to Amy Duran. Misses the 3, but Paige Sauer has a block by Tammy Sutton-Brown and goes out of bounds. It's going to be the Scarlet Knights ball.
for Connecticut with the perimeter shot. Paige Sauer, and you saw the way she moved in for that rebound. You'll see her coming in the screen here. She moved from the opposite side of the floor, and nice rotation there by Sauer to get that rebound. Tremendous play by Sutton Brown.
So a little emotion there at the end, too.
I think it's a little talking, too, Robin.
Linda Miles, that little set shot.
I gotta tell you, that woman is smooth. That Linda Miles, she is a tall drink of water, and she is smooth. You know what I'm saying, smooth?
She also has good points. I hear you now.
She's skinny. I like that.
You can relate. Abramova on the move. Stacey Hansmeyer's a putback for Connecticut.
We talked about putbacks, offensive boards being critical to Connecticut's success. Abramova is another player that I would expect to explode in the second half here for Connecticut to be successful.
She scored 6 early points, but then has been very quiet. Inside to Miles. Too hard by Sutton Brown. Ahead to Amy Durant all alone. Good heads-up play there by Rita Williams.
That's what was lacking in the first half. With the kind of pressure that Rutgers puts on you in the backcourt, you need to look for those kind of opportunities.
And Connecticut has regained the lead. Their first lead here in the second half. Sutton Brown with the miss. Could have been called for traveling.
Yeah, Rutgers needs to use a little more rotation, more ball movement to open things up. It's one pass and done for them in the last couple of possessions.
Connecticut has done a great job on the board. Inside to Hansmeyer, who gains it, but has it stripped by Tamora Young. Turnovers by Connecticut. Had to look at my stat guy and say, you sure 18?
No, we've got a good stat guy. I'm sure that number's right.
Along the baseline, Tamora Young, but in and out. Oh, it was
Great
halfway
shot.
home.
That was a great shot. Great extension by the arm.
Abramova for 3!
I'll tell you what, Robin. If Connecticut weren't hitting the 3 tonight, where would we be right now? Can you do the math?
Nikisha Sales in the house, cheering her teammates on. A 10-2 run by Connecticut. What a move by Pointer! Wow.
Well, that's enough to take the air out of somebody's momentum.
Still a 2-point lead for Connecticut. Good defense by Miles on Abramova. Somehow she shakes free, but she walks first. Made the basket, but she walked first.
I have to tell you something. Linda Miles moving her feet. Anybody wants to learn how to play defense, you watch that young woman move her feet and stay with her players.
But still, what a Big East championship game between Rutgers and Connecticut. Come on back, everyone. Teammate, she has won a Big East championship in all her previous 3 years at Connecticut. This would be number 4 if they were able to pull it out. She is the Big East Player of the Year. Of course, ruptured her Achilles tendon 10 days ago and is out for the postseason. The second time in as many years that Connecticut has lost a key player right before the postseason and during the postseason. Last year was Shea Rout.
You know how frustrating that spot has to be for Nikisha right now.
Good defense by Marcy Glenny, excuse me. Inside to Sauer, back out to Duran. In the corner is Rita Williams.
Oh, 7 of 11 now from three-point land.
And Shea Rout, who will not play this year, 2 ACL surgeries in a short amount of time, went out last March and then had surgery again in August.
Robin, this is going to be a real test right here of the maturity of this young Rutgers team to keep their composure and understand the tempo of this game and the rhythm of the game.
Abramova is battling with Coco Eggleston. Eggleston's first action in this game. Natasha Pointer coming back in. Tammy Sutton-Brown as well. Natasha Pointer accounts for over 40% of Rutgers' offense. So when she goes out, they just hold their breath.
And you got to understand that that's not just her own points, but that's accounting for her assists and her steals, which leads the basket.
They should have reset the shot clock. Vivian Stringer's going to take a 20-second timeout, but the shot clock should have been reset, and it was not. And that's why it ran out. So they'll get it straightened out.
The pace of this game has been most impressive, and you can tell by the way that both coaches are literally substituting.
Good defense by Pointer. Out of bounds. It's going to be Connecticut's ball. Still, with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Connecticut doing much better in the second half, 67% from the floor, compared to 30 for Rutgers. Boy, Tammy Sutton-Brown is very active.
Very vocal. I'll tell you, these players better be careful, though. This is not the time to start yelling at the ref for a call. At 6'4", that was a great move by Tammy Sutton-Brown, but then when the call goes against you, you can't yell at the ref, because I'll tell you what, it'll come back to bite you.
Yusha Gilmore going for a field goal, I think. Well, she was kicking, but you're right. The refs can be your friend.
They can be your friend. Or they cannot.
That's the flip side, but it's been a well-officiated game thus far.
Very well officiated.
Is that politically correct or what?
No, you know what, though? We haven't noticed and we haven't talked about it, and that's a real tribute to the officiating. Now, here's where Rutgers has to maintain the composure. Lyndon Miles is starting a little bit of talking, a little bit of laughing in the faces of the Connecticut players. That's not when you want to do this. You're down by 5. Keep your composure. Go back to what was your strength. The pressure defensively in that first half was what made the difference for Rutgers. They've got to get back to basics.
Call on Miles, her first foul.
Oh, Svetlana second-guessing her shot.
But she doesn't second-guess that shot. She now has 13. Connecticut increases its lead to 7.
This is an important basket for Rutgers. They need to get some good flow, offensive movement in the half court, just for their own sake, to get loose again.
Stewart, the miss. Sauer rips down the rebound. That's her 12th rebound, a career high for Paige Sauer.
Now she's not second-guessing. She's just a little short.
Crossing over the miss, just a bit short, as you said, Mimi.
With the pace of this game, it doesn't surprise me that the shots would be short. That's where you got to really rely on your legs to get the shot elevated.
Miles the miss. Battling it around and call underneath. And it's called, I believe, on Paige Sauer. Actually on Abrasimova, her second foul. So Abrasimova is called for the foul. Their team leading 43-36 here in the second half. Big East title. So Linda Miles will go to line. 59% free throw shooter.
Linda Miles, the 7th of 10 children. So she knows what it is to battle for things you want, you know what I mean?
She battled against Connecticut 2 weeks ago. She had 18 points, 11 rebounds. A big reason why they pulled off the upset. As you can see, Paige Sauer with her 3rd personal foul. Abrasimova with the rebound. Miles goes right back to work playing D. Rita Williams looks to reset the offense.
And Rutgers has stayed in the C3 matchup zone the entire game. It's been very effective for them. They need to maintain the intensity that they showed in that first half.
A lucky break there for Connecticut. It looked like it was going to be out of bounds on Abrasimova, and yes, they do change the call. That's Abrasimova's 8th turnover on her own, and the team's 21st.
And you can see what the fans were yelling about. Definitely Abrasimova's turnover right there, and the fans were quick to correct the referee's decision.
And the officials were quick to correct themselves as well. Corner left free. Knocked it down.
Surprising that Pointer would even hesitate for a second on that shot.
She now has 10 in this game. Abrasamova is pushed by Natasha Pointer. Vivian wants a little explanation. That's the second foul on Pointer.
Vivian Stringer thinking that this foul has to be on Abrasamova, but you can see the last basket by Pointer, she actually hesitated a little bit, Robin. I'm surprised. She'd normally come off of that dribble and just take the jumper.
Abrasamova the miss. Paige Sauer just trying to tap it back in. And was fouled. That's the 15th foul. Stewart called for the personal foul, her first. Sutton Brown, good defense, fronting Paige Sauer.
And Paige Sauer motioning to Amy Duran, get the ball higher. I got a couple inches on Sutton Brown. Give me the advantage.
Duran off the mark. Sauer going high. It's out of bounds on Rutgers. Connecticut's ball. Inside to Hansmeier. Dangerous, putting it over her head. And pays the price.
That's the intensity that Rutgers needs to go back to. That kind of quickness and aggressiveness.
Connecticut being a little tentative.
Oh, no, there wasn't a foul on that play.
Crowd wanted a walk. Too short. And Abrasamova over the back. That'll be the third foul on Abrasamova.
Remember that Abrasamova is only 17 years old. She's another young player. We expect quite a bit out of her because of the performance that she's put forth all season long. But she's not been in this position either, not with this Connecticut team anyway, Robin.
No, she hasn't. Her team's still up by 4 as we approach the 9-minute mark here in the game. Stewart! Long rebound to Williams. Almost has it stripped. Amy Duran spots up. Hits the three!
Well, we had the perfect angle on that to see Amy Duran really square herself to the basket and take that extra half second to set herself before she launched it.
She wasn't shy about putting up that three.
Oh, my.
Now a 7-point lead for Connecticut. 8 points for Amy Duran.
In the half court, Rutgers needs to move the ball a little bit to ISO things for some of their one-on-one moves.
Good hustle there by Stewart to run it down. Demore Young's going to take her time in setting the offense for Rutgers. 62% shooting from three-point range by Connecticut. Outstanding.
Connecticut averages 14 threes a game, but they sure don't average shooting that high a percentage.
Good touch by Miles, but doesn't get the bounce. And then Stewart's going to be called for walking. Sonetta Stewart for Vivian Stringer.
Good hustle by the Rutgers players, but again, this is a situation where they're working hard for their baskets, they're working hard for their rebounds. When things don't work out, credit Sonetta Stewart with the hustle to get the rebound, but then she walks. You can't let yourself get crazy about mistakes at this point. You got to brush them off and move forward, do some positive things. 12
more turnovers by Connecticut, 22-10. Connecticut in the turnover department. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Abrasamova with 3. Did not draw iron for the shot clock violation, which we have seen a time or two tonight by both sides. 9 advantage. How did that happen? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have the Chrysler storyline. Mimi, take it away.
Look at the turnover situation. Rutgers doing a nice job of taking care of the ball. And then when they forced the turnovers for Connecticut, 23 points. Connecticut just throwing the ball away. But look at Paige Sauer, 14 rebounds. We mentioned are very stat man told us that Paige Sauer is now 10 rebounds short of the Big East record, held by none other than
Rebecca Lobo.
And Rebecca, if you're listening out there, Paige is after that record for tonight's game.
Rebecca, if you're listening, return our phone calls, would you?
And we'll see you on Sunday.
Quick hands there by Abrasimova.
Well, you can just feel that Rutgers has taken a little bit of the air out of their intensity. They need to pump themselves back up. You don't see a lot of the youthful enthusiasm that we saw in that first half.
You don't. Tamora Young working on Rita Williams. The turnaround, too soft. Good position there by Schumacher.
Too many dribbles, not enough passes in that possession. Rutgers has to use one another at this point. Get the Connecticut defense moving, make them work a little bit to open up your possibilities.
Possession arrow in favor of Connecticut. Paige Sauer barely gets it in. My goodness! Nothing called along the side. Abrasimova is pulled out of bounds. Gilmore gets the bounce.
Good spacing on that offensive possession by Rutgers really opened up the dribble drive by Gilmore.
Into the cross for Rita Williams. Excellent bounce pass to Amy Duran. How Rita Williams did that, I do not know.
To get out of danger.
10 points for Duran. And a 7-point lead for Connecticut.
Again, Robin, Rutgers has to take their time now, spread the floor, give themselves an opportunity. Right, too many players in the key area, too much bunching, but a good shot from the outside by Linda Miles.
Linda Miles again. Abrasimova is called, is fouled.
Connecticut earlier.
Stacey Hansmeyer down low, getting it done for Connecticut.
Rutgers has to pick the tempo up. They dictated the tempo for most of the first half. They need to start doing that again in the second half.
The big basket by Yusha Gilmore. And Connecticut will run with it. The fast pace. The miss by Abrasimova, and Hansmeyer called over the back. At the second foul by Hansmeyer.
Rutgers had excellent rebounding position on this possession. You can see as the shot goes up, all you're going to see are red jerseys around. Look, they've got Stacey Hansmeyer in bad position. She can do nothing but come over the back to attempt to get that rebound.
And the officials talking to the players, telling them to just settle down. Big possession here for Rutgers. They're down by 5.5 left to go in this Big East championship game.
An important possession. They need a score here, not just for the points, Robin, but to be able to throw that full court pressure on to change the tempo of this game. That's what's going against them.
Got to score to apply the pressure. Somehow Pointer got that to go down. A timeout called by Gina Auriemma. With 5:07 left to go. And Connecticut leading by 3, 50-47. And somehow, the freshman point guard, Natasha Pointer, she's awesome. Momentum has shifted in favor of Rutgers, and you see the turnovers still. Connecticut doing a better job, but it's all relative. And you have 15 in the first half.
Rutgers showing a different look. They're putting pressure out on the point by running at them. Connecticut kept their composure, saw the opening, and Hansmeyer got the easy bucket.
Whoa, easy. I don't know how easy that was.
All right, well, it rolled around a little bit, okay? Once it went through, it was easy.
Back up to a 5-point advantage for Connecticut. Time becoming a factor for Rutgers. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Pointer. Gets free. At the block by Sauer. Oh, my goodness. And the foul by Natasha Pointer.
Pointer trying to do a little too much herself right now. There are 4 other red jerseys on the floor. They need to touch the ball. You can do this every once in a while, but every time down the floor, you're not going to be successful among the trees. What she can do is that penetration, then look for her teammates who have got to be clear when you've got 3 players converging on you.
And that's the 3rd foul on Pointer. Now in a bonus situation. So Rita Williams goes to the line, a 69% free throw shooter. Doesn't get the bounce.
I still think the tempo has really favored Connecticut in this second half, Robin. Rutgers hasn't even tried to push the ball up the floor, even in the half court, as they did in the first half.
Pointer is fouled by Rita Williams. More Young coming back in for Rutgers. Yusha Gilmore taking a seat.
Tamora Young, remember, a penetrator. She's great off the dribble, shooting the jumper.
Penetrating right there. And drawing the foul is Tamora Young.
Now, this is working for them because they're able to get to the line. They need to convert the free throws. But I'll tell you, I really feel like Rutgers needs a little more teamwork in the half court. You can't just spread like this and go one-on-one every time. You're able to get the help defense. Connecticut's able to put the help defense on you. Yeah, you can draw a foul every now and then and go to the line, but I still think you'd be better served using one another at this point.
That was the 2nd foul on Durant. As a team, Rutgers shooting 64% from the line, and tonight just 55% as opposed to 67 for Connecticut.
Laura Young, an 89% free throw shooter, so she is definitely the one you want at the line.
She makes them both. Now a 3-point game. The pressure by Rutgers. Took a lot of time off the shot clock. Rita Williams for 3, decides not to take it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sauer, the turnaround. Connecticut did a good job of taking some time off the clock.
And once again, their offensive execution is very good. They are using everybody on the floor is getting a touch of that ball before they take a shot. It makes the defense work. Especially a team like Rutgers that likes to put that kind of pressure. What they want you to do is hurry your passes and hurry your shots. But Connecticut hasn't fallen into that trap.
That was the 2nd foul on Young, as Sauer makes the first of 2. Gino quite animated, as Sauer makes them both. Back up to a 5-point lead. 3:25 left to go in this championship game. Porter working on Durant, back out to Young. Abrasimova running it down for Connecticut. 2-on-1. Back to Hansmeyer. Good teamwork there by Durant and Hansmeyer. Under 3 to go now, a 7-point lead.
There is no question that Rutgers has plenty of time to cut into this 7-point deficit, but they have to do it with tempo.
In and out by Young. Hansmeyer running it down this time.
Way too much standing around by the red jerseys. Now watch for Connecticut to pass the ball around, look for the open shot, just like there, Amy Durant.
The open 3-pointer for Amy Durant. Connecticut's biggest lead, 10 points, 2:30 left to go, and they lead 59-49. Remember, they have won the last 4 Big East tournaments, and they're trying to win number 5 here and possibly secure a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Robin, we didn't see a lot of transition in the first half, but in the second half, Connecticut doing a much better job of opening the floor, using the full court, and using one another. Not trying to force it, but going back and forth to make the defense work. And look at Durant. You know, if I were Gino Auriemma, I'd be thanking his lucky stars for the 3-point shot this evening. It has really made Connecticut effective in their half court.
Sure, Gino would love to see that sign. Number 1 from his adoring fans. Made the trek here from Storrs, Connecticut. And
where does the hat begin and the beard end there?
Connecticut has 1 full timeout and 1 20-second time.
Winning.
2 full ones left.
That's going to be important as we go down, especially if Rutgers can turn this tempo around. Connecticut's going to need the timeouts to break their momentum.
Stewart in and out for 3. Oh, crashing the boards, and Amy Duran comes up with it.
Well, the difference for Connecticut has been the work on the defensive glass in the second half. Good move by Paige Sauer to bring the ball out. She didn't need that shot from the top of the key. Use some of the clock. Bring it down.
7-0 run for Connecticut. Connecticut, the last 1:25 in this game. Ahead to Pointer. That cuts into the Connecticut lead. Now 8. And as you can imagine, all Rutgers can do at this point is foul and hope Connecticut misses its free throws. That is the 4th foul on Pointer. Pro ball in the ABL for the New England Blizzard, but they hear, come on, Jen, it's not that boring.
I'll tell you, they're looking awfully calm, aren't they, Robin?
Wow. Well, they won a lot of games in their time, and
sure did.
Jen Rosati was the Rookie of the Year in the Big East and Player of the Year in the Big East, and Carla Berube also a solid 4 years for the Connecticut Huskies, now teammates with the Blizzard. As Abrasimova goes to the line. Perfect 3 for 3. Of course, I jinxed her. Hansmeyer, boy, gets knocked out of bounds. And Lakeisha Sales, she's got her teammates back, even in the stands. Got your back, got your back. And a very hard foul there by Lillard.
This Connecticut team doesn't need any more injuries, that's for sure. And Stacey Hansmeyer going after it hard. Look at that push. There was a definite shove, a hip check right there by Lillard.
So Hansmeyer will go to the line. She's 1 of 2 from the line tonight. And there's some, let's say, bad blood between Rutgers and Connecticut. Last year at Gamble Pavilion, a little tussle at the end of the game.
Well, these are the 2 prominent teams in the Big East, at least this year.
The 2 top seeds here in the tournament. As Hansmeyer makes 1 of 2. And Gino Auriemma decides to take a 20-second time. Kelly Hunt going, yeah. As Connecticut takes a 20-second timeout, leading by 9 with 1:36 left to go. Same with Kelly Schumacher. Other ways to be effective for your team without throwing cards.
You can tell by that China that she works hard. She pays for it.
1 full timeout remaining for both teams. And a possession arrow in favor of Rutgers.
Now, Rutgers needs to score quickly, obviously. They need to get more offensive boards, too, Robin. They can't do it with just 1 shot at the basket.
Pointer in and out, battling. Boy. Hansmeyer is taken down. And I believe Sutton Brown is called for the foul.
I tell you, you wonder how, with the congestion in there, how you can even see what's going on, who's pushing who. Vivian Stringer knows that that's a critical call because they were battling for those boards. They need those offensive boards and the putback.
Vivian Stringer has done such a great job. This is her 3rd year here at Rutgers. First 20-win season under Stringer. They're 20-8, 14-1 at home here at the rack. As Sauer goes to the line. Perfect 2 for 2 from the line tonight.
Vivian Stringer has done an outstanding job and really turned this Rutgers program around in a couple years. She told us how hard it was earlier and how much harder it was than she thought it would be to establish this program as one of the top ones in the East.
They want to be considered the jewel in the East. A 10-point lead now. Time really a factor for the Scarlet Knights. Stewart inside.
Now
Knocked it down.
Full court pressure has to be thrown on. They've got to go with reckless abandon.
And a quick foul there will bring Abrasimova back to the foul line.
You know, the problem with all these fouls, in the first half, they were able to put that pressure on without fouling. I think fatigue is definitely a factor here. Rutgers doing a lot more full court pressure, a lot more pressure in the half court as well, and I think you're seeing it in the legs not being able to move quite as quickly. And these fouls, Robin, help Connecticut control the tempo. They walk to the line, they take their time shooting the foul shots, really take the momentum away from Rutgers or anything that they want to build.
At one point, Abrasimova was 3 for 3 for the line. She's missed 2 since that time. Now
look at Natasha Pointer just walking into the lane and trying to give her the eyeball, give Svetlana Abrasimova the eyeball. That's not necessary.
UConn has missed 5 of its last 7 attempts from the line. And Pointer is fouled. So this isn't over yet, folks. 8-point lead, Pointer on the line, 51 seconds left to go. That's the third foul on Williams.
Natasha Pointer shooting 64% from the line.
The Big East Rookie of the Year. 0 for 2 from the line tonight. And you can see the frustration right there in Vivian Stringer's face. You get to the line, but you got to make them once you're there.
This young lady is leading the team in scoring, averaging over 14 a game, and is second in rebounding at 5'6" in the point position.
Also leading in assists and steals, makes 1 of 2. As Latana Lillard comes back in for Rutgers. Williams gets free. And Williams will go to the line. 69% free throw shooter. The last time UConn was beaten twice by the same team in a season, 1992-93. Miami beat them twice. That's the last time they lost to the same team twice in one season. That is remarkable.
You know, you were just waiting to pull that stat out. You were holding that back. I know you.
I was holding that card.
I got to tell you that. Let's talk about what Connecticut has done the last few years. There's a little controversy as Natasha Pointer trying to do the stare down routine once again at the free throw line. But Connecticut in the last 2 years, 60-75, 102-5 in the last 3 years, 132-8 these seniors in the last 4 years. That's incredible.
See Megan Pattison, and also former player for Connecticut, here in attendance.
Is one of the players that went to the Final Four in that 1990 team. She and Carrie Baskin were 2 of the stalwarts of the team.
And Williams makes them both. Lead back up to 9. And Sauer is fouled from behind. That's all they can do. And Connecticut sensing victory now. Up by 9, 36 seconds left. It's been a hard-fought game on both sides.
Paige Sauer has really come to play this evening, Ronald. We talked about her in the Open as being a key factor to their success tonight. Her work on the boards especially, and especially the offensive boards, has been outstanding.
She is 3 of 4 from the line as you take a look at Rutgers' bench. A little dejected at this point. They've worked very hard. The number 2 seed here in the Big East tournament. The 22nd timeout. And that is Rutgers' last timeout.
As the Rutgers team was stretching before the game, we heard them talking, and they were telling one another, this is just a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone for us because we've got bigger things in mind. They have a lot of lessons they can take from this game, win or lose. They came out and they played hard in that first half, and then they let the other team control the tempo in the second half. Took them out of their game.
And remember, we've got the men's Mid-Continent Championship. Valparaiso and Youngstown State. They will battle for that conference title right after we step aside here at the rack. Again, 63-54 in favor of Connecticut. Kathy Oriema is being hugged. the wife of Gino Auriemma with Nikisha Sales at her side. It's been a very emotional time for Connecticut, and we have not talked about the controversy, and we do not want to talk about it. What happened, happened, and Connecticut has been very torn to state by what happened with Nikisha Sales and the controversial shot, but it's been remarkable how they've been able to put that aside. It had to be very draining for the Connecticut players.
And it has taken these players a couple of games, Robin, to regain their confidence. And I think that we saw in last night's game the start of that. And certainly in this evening's game, they not only